You have been listening there to the Defense Secretary and the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff briefing reporters and briefing the American public on that consequential strike, the airstrike on 3 Iranian nuclear sites that President Trump ordered that was carried out just about now 12 hours ago. You heard some of the details there from Secretary Pete Hegseth laying out the operational tactics here, the massive use of those so-called bunker buster bombs that, in the words of the head of the Joint Chiefs, essentially extremely severely damaged Iranian nuclear capabilities. I want to bring in NBC's chief foreign correspondent, Richard Engel, who is in the region for us this morning in Tel Aviv. And that is important here, Richard, when you heard from General Kane, this idea of extremely severe damage, because the question of what nuclear capabilities are left in Iran is central to this. The initial battle assessment is still ongoing here, but Secretary Hegseth says at least in Fordo, the critical nuclear site that you've been talking about so much over the course of the last day, essentially there has been, in his words, destruction of capabilities there.
Well, the Iranians are putting out a very different version of events. They say that those 3 sites were evacuated ahead of time, that the materials inside were removed. We have not been able to verify that. We heard in this press conference repeated statements that they still need to do a full battle damage assessment. But the Iranians, at least as the officials are describing it, are trying to brush this off. They are painting themselves as the victims, that they were in the midst of negotiations, that they weren't stonewalling at all, and that they were trying to talk, and that they were attacked in a surprise attack that they characterized as unprovoked. So the Iranian version of events, very different. We heard a lot of details from this presser just now. 125 aircraft, many of them refueling planes, submarines involved, dozens of Tomahawk missiles, 14 of these massive ordnance penetrators used to attack Fordo primarily, which is a mountain where the bombs have to go through rock and reinforced concrete. So this was clearly a massive, highly coordinated operation. To go back to your original question, was it successful? Did it eliminate all of Iran's nuclear capability? There's a lot of dispute about what Iran's nuclear capability really was. The intelligence on that has shifted somewhat. The IAEA has said just recently, just this week, that it doesn't believe that Iran had an active nuclear weapon program. It acknowledges that it had nuclear weapons, possible fuel, enriched uranium that could eventually be converted into a nuclear bomb, but no nuclear bombs on hand, no program to actively create those bombs. So this was a preemptive strike, building on Israel's preemptive strikes. And in this press conference, it was clear, and he was asked about the parallels to Iraq and parallels to the danger that the U.S. Had of mission creep, and he was trying to say it's one and done unless Iran responds. And we've already seen an Iranian response today. Here in Tel Aviv, there were Iranian ballistic missiles flying at this city, exploding in this city, exploding in Haifa shortly after the American mission was over. So far, we've not heard of any strikes against American targets in the region. So far, just the same kind of missile attacks that Iran has been carrying out against Israel for the past week, as Israel has been attacking Iran as well.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.